Alright.
Alright.
Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rakam Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children that they're keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Okay, today we want to go into a lesson entitled Kings in Training, which that's what we are, you know. And I say we, I mean us are the hopeful elect, you know, ultimately the elect, but us are the hopeful elect, us brothers in this truth. We are kings in training, you know, rehearsing the righteous acts and doing the things that is pleasing to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, because this is going to be our life from henceforth to forever, you know, in the kingdom of heaven. What we rehearsing, we're going to be living by automatically as a standard. And we're going to force it upon the other nations where they're going to be living by that same standard.
That's right.
But first and foremost, we have to master it ourselves before we enforce it in the earth. So jumping straight into it, this is Judges 5:10 and 11 in the KJV. It says, "Speak ye that ride on white asses, ye that sit in judgment and walk by the way, they that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates." And I'm gonna get the definition of the word rehearse. But like I said, we're gonna be rehearsing the righteous acts. So this is the definition of the word rehearse, just kind of getting straight to the main points. It says to practice a play, piece of music, or other work for later public performance. It says to supervise a performer or group that is practicing for later public performance, and then mentally prepare or recite words one intends to say. So that's what we're doing. We're practicing the standards of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, how he wants us to live on the earth, you know, while we in these low bodies, while we in captivity, you know, in our most humble state, you know, because then in the kingdom of heaven, we know we're going to be perfect. We're going to be keeping it forever. Right. But we doing it in a state where we have to literally fight against the world just to try to do it somewhat perfectly, because we ain't perfect.
Right. And everything we do, the hopeful elect of, you know, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, it's a test. Everybody, all of us have to take this test. It's a test that we have to do. You know, we have to learn how to keep the laws the best in our ability. We have to be, you know, patient in, you know, in so many ways. And because we gonna be the next, you know, 144,000 helping Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua rule the earth. And we're gonna know how to, you know, have that righteous act.
And it's the spirit too, because it's a U-Haul truck in front of us, but it got 1/3 on the bottom left of it. It said 1/3 equals
1/3.
1/3 the rest of the work. I got a quick precept. This is Baruch chapter 4. Baruch chapter 4:28. It says, I'm starting at 27. It says, "Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High, for you shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you," meaning the curses, and just judgment in general. "For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek him 10 times more." So that's why we also rehearsing the righteous act, because now that we have awareness of what happened to us and why it happened to us, the scriptures say seek him 10 times more. So now we finna go even harder with rehearsing the righteous acts to the best of our ability, because we know that the reason why we in this position is because we wasn't doing that. We broke our end of the deal. And then it's, you know, another spirit too, you know, that parking sign been down there for a while, but the P, A, and R is always, it had been kind of like torn off, so all you can see is King.
The King, yeah.
Yeah, I've been noticing that for the past few weeks. All you see is King.
King, yeah, that's all you see.
And
the hopeful elect means, you know, we're gonna have to know these things, you know, for us to be able to rule with Yahweh Hashem Shai.
I got a quote. I get my quotes from the brother GMS dedication, the elder brother Shaquat in GMS Mississippi camp, Jackson, Mississippi. This is it says, when a man is prey to his emotions, he is not his own master. So a part of us rehearsing the righteous acts is also learning self-control and mastering ourselves, because we can't be a king and rule over other people if you can't rule over your own self. You're gonna fail every time. You're gonna be subject to all different type, like the brother was going into, attacks. You're gonna be subject to your emotions, and your emotions is gonna lower your ability to make proper judgment. And he got a scripture attached to it, which I'm gonna get it in the AMP. This is Proverbs 25:28. Like a city that is broken down and without walls, leaving it unprotected, is a man who has no self-control over his spirit and sets himself up for trouble. So if the Lord was to put us in a position of being kings over the earth right now, without us going through the necessary training of learning how to control ourselves, having, control our emotions, we'll be in trouble every time. Our kingdom will fail. That's what's happening with Esau. He don't know how to control his emotions. So, he see that Jake is still surviving and Jake is still superior to him despite all his attacks. He ready to up the ante, and everything on the earth is suffering just because of his hatred for us.
All right.
All the way to the point to where he see his kingdom is about to fall because he doesn't know how to govern the kingdom or manage the earth. So now he's ready to blow up the whole earth just because he can't
take everybody out.
Yeah, just because he can't manage it right.
Yeah.
But that's the Edomite for you. That's why his kingdom is falling.
Right.
And that's why we kings in training.
Yeah.
And then we in the when you go training on the job, they don't take you to a computer simulation, which they do that. You get on a computer and you just listen to all the little tutorials or whatever they give you, but they actually put you in that environment so you can get hands-on experience.
Right.
The Lord put us in the worst kingdom ever, under captivity, under curses, so the odds was against us, but we still getting hands-on experience of ruling by first ruling ourselves.
Yeah.
Because go ahead.
Well, cause Jake got to be a patient. All the things we went through trying mashing through this world, since Esau been running, we've been a patient people. We ain't been beat, ran over, so everything, and it was our time to rule. And Esau, once he get mad, he'll fall apart. He kills everybody. He take everybody out. There ain't no patient man. He ain't got no accountability about himself.
Right, because even in the kingdom of heaven too, these other nations, they gonna be having problems. They gonna have disputes amongst their own, amongst their own people about certain things. And we as in the Israelites, the judges, we gonna be judging amongst these other nations and handling and solving all their problems, through the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of Yahweh Shema Shaka. They not gonna have self-control. They gonna need to be guided and taught how to live in the standards of Yahweh Shema Shaka by first being taught the standards. But in order for them to be governed by us, we have to learn how to govern ourselves first.
Right.
So that's the on-hand experience that the Lord has given us in Esau's captivity, because like you said, attacks can come from any different direction, anywhere, and that's the best way to get hands-on hands-on experience when you actually in that environment, versus sitting at a computer, listen to AI tell you about what to do in certain situations.
Yeah.
And then I got one more quote, followed by one more scripture. It says, any person capable of angering you becomes your master. So again, it's just going to putting emphasis on controlling your emotions, because if somebody know how to get you triggered, they know how to control you. They know how to, I can get this person, if they up to something no good, but they already got a plan to trigger you to make it appear as if you the one that's up to no good, then you will get caught up every single time. Not because you did something wrong, but because of your lack of control. Or if somebody wants to pick something, they want to pick a fight with you. They want to do something to you, and they know that you don't really know how to. You got a quick temper.
Yeah, self-control.
You will go off.
Yeah.
They can set you up to like you at a job and say you don't know how to. You quick at the mouth. You don't really control your temper. If somebody want to get rid of you, like a manager or supervisor, they know what buttons to push to get you up out of there.
That's
right. And they know what to say to you and how to say it. That's gonna get you triggered. But anybody that's capable of doing it, like you said, becomes your master. They control you, basically. So the scripture he got associated with is.
I never noticed that, because you have people do that all the time, especially on the job, and certain things they could say, they be picking, they just pick till they, till you break.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good lesson. Have self-control over yourself. Not when people coming at you, learn how to discipline and humble yourself and don't break. Cause they gonna pick and pick and pick till you just like you said, like you the bad person. Yeah.
They know how to push your buttons.
They know how to push your button.
Now this is the scripture associated with it, Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and 9 in the NLT. Control your temper, for anger labors you a fool. And we see that a lot. We see it amongst Jake, our men. We see it amongst Eve, our women. We see it amongst these other nations, primarily Edomites. They don't know how to control. A lot of them don't know how to control their temper.
Right.
And they'll go off, and they'll just be going off on everybody. But they'll make themselves look foolish.
Right.
It'll be to the point where you just sit there and laugh at them, no matter who it is, because you know that they're gonna go off. You know they can't control it, not because they don't have the capability, but they haven't mastered that.
Right.
But we kings in training, so we used to be like that in some way, shape, form, or fashion, unable to control our emotions, because your emotions has a very, very strong influence on your behavior, your mentality, your mindset, and how you portray yourself to others. It can control opportunities in the future. It can damage relationships. Like your emotions is very, very powerful, in your day-to-day life. So not being able to control it, that's a negative trait. That's not what Yahweh really looking for, to be alongside him in the kingdom of heaven.
Right. Your emotion get you in trouble and stop a lot of good things, coming your way. It could happen for you.
Right. You got anything you want to add? On that note, we're going to close out. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kapidash. Double honor to the apostles and elders and GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutation to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Until next time, shalom.
Shalom.